Okay.
What's up, everybody? I'm Michelle Renee from IamMichelleRenee.com, and I'm so excited to have my sister here, Miss La Surprise Jackson. La Surprise, thank you, first of all, for being here. I'm so excited to have you. Tell the people who you are and what your brand is and where you're from, most importantly, because we got to make sure we shout out where you're from.
I am La Surprise S. Jackson, owner and operator of Sweet Sirprise LLC. I am originally from the big city of Pahokee, Florida. Um, my brand, Sweet Sirprise, there are so many things that I can say about it, but one thing that's most important to me about my brand is that it's God driven.
Absolutely.
Um, I pray before every order. Everything that I do, I put God before it so that the outcome can be just as outstanding as God is to me in my life. Um, that's it.
Let me tell you, so she is being so modest because we know she is super shy. But when I tell you this brand is something that has truly taken the world, the small world of Mug City, but now the entire nation by storm with the confections that you create. Tell us when you got started with Sweet Surprise LLC.
My birth was March of 2015. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning, and God spoke to me,
Mhm.
get up and do something great. And the vision that God gave me was to do unique treats.
Mhm.
I'm an orthodox person, so I don't necessarily conform to what is going on or what's trendy. And if I do, I always put a spin to it. I've created my own lane, so that's the lane that I drive in. And at that moment when God woke me up, it was like, this is what I want you to do. And this is how you're going to do it. And I'm like, Lord, I don't know anything about, sugar and making candy and chocolate and all of these things. But when God speaks to you, we're supposed to move.
That's
And
right.
that's what I did.
That's right.
I spent a lot of time, trial and error. I spent a lot of money to get to where I am today. And it just started that way. And I was working underground for a long time until my honey convinced me to just burst out. And once I did that, it's been an amazing ride. And I can only thank God for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the things like I know that is prominent with you, you say that he woke you up with a vision, and then your brand's mission is to whom much is given, much is required. And
Yes.
to look at some of the things that you've created, to have been one of your patrons, repeated patrons, and literally call you and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking and that's all I give. I'm thinking this, and then you provide this vision that supersedes, like far exceeds anything beyond what the person who calls you um, gives you, and it's mind blowing because for you to be just awakened in the middle of the night with a vision, like how did you craft your talent and your ability to create in such a way? Because most of what you do, well, actually, all of what you do is hand drawn and hand created when it comes to the confections, correct?
Yes. I want to say and give a shout out to my main vein, which is my granny.
Yes.
She is literally where I got it from.
Yeah.
I used to be with my granny in the kitchen watching her and things of that nature. And it just traveled with me. When I went to college, I used to cook in my dorm room, and stuff like that for people at college. And when I got into my adult life, I didn't see the need, nor did I have the drive to do it because I was doing other things. I was very career focused on doing what I was doing within my career. But I guess God saw something different for me and gave me a different path. So that's where it actually started. It started from with my granny, and I have honed her skills that are now my skills. And everything that I do it with love, and I do it when I think of my granny when I'm working. My kitchen is my happy space. I enjoy giving unique treats as well as great treats. So I don't know, it's just something that I love to do. I have a passion for it, and I just love it.
You can literally taste the love in everything you make. we shared a common loss earlier this year.
Mhm.
And as we were sitting around and kind of in this space, just everything that you prepared, from salmon croquettes or grits or whatever it was cooked with such a love. And that has been every encounter with Sweet Sirprise, because even though it's called Sweet Sirprise, you do more than confections. You do
Right.
all kinds of things, like all kinds of treats. And what I'm noticing is that you're adding new things to your menu every single time you drop something. And I'm like, oh my
Right.
gosh. And so you constantly get the people asking, when is the cookbook coming? When is the TV show or something coming? When are you going to do a YouTube or something? So what is happening with Sweet Sirprise in the area of how are you going to continue to push it so that people, even outside of the MUC or outside of Florida, are able to experience Sweet Sirprise?
Well, I do offer a full line of shipping. I offer overnight shipping as well as same day shipping. So a lot of my client base is out of state. Um, how do I keep it going? Well, like I said, I'm very unorthodox. So a lot of times I can be sitting around doing nothing and I get a thought, and all it takes is an inkling for me. And I just take it and I run with it. I am very, very good about, if I see something in my head, I can create it. And that's my thing. Everything that I do before I do it, I make a sketch of what I'm going to do. Um, so that's how I move forward in creating treats and everything like that. It's just, every day is a new day for me. Every day that I'm above ground is a new day for greatness. That's how I feel. That's what I believe. And I believe in that every day is a new day to make it better. So with me doing that, I always create a new lane. While something is trending, I'm always doing something different. I don't necessarily follow the trends that are out there. I try to do my own thing. Like right now, my thing is shaking it with Sweet Sirprise. I'm introducing shakes to my Sweet Sirprise line. It's something that I was supposed to release, earlier this year, but due to COVID, that was, halted a little bit, but God still gave me the vision to keep going and keep it moving. And that's what I'm going to do. So each month I set a goal, a new treat, a new sweet. And that's what I do. I just go for it. I am a go-getter. I just love making people happy. And if my treats do that, then so be it,
Yes. Listen, even the glitter gang, they're like, Mom, can you call TT Surprise? Because we haven't had a treat in a while and we need that. I'm like, I'm gonna call her, but I'm gonna let you know she busy. So we gotta catch her when she on her tour of dropping off treats, because it's hard to sometimes get in touch with you. And that's a good response. That's the way we're supposed to be when we're running
Right.
businesses. So I'm so
Right.
glad that you said that. Tell us a little bit about, because the Sweet Surprise brand is so much bigger than just, like I said, providing food and things like that. Tell us how your brand impacts the African American Black community.
Well, lucky for me and grateful to God that I am a household name. You, even in Tampa, people see me and they say, you the strawberry lady or you the candy apple lady. They don't necessarily know my name because I don't associate my personal with my business. I'm very business oriented. So if you were to go to any of my businesses page on Instagram or Facebook, you won't see anything personalized about myself other than maybe messages about encouragement or things like that. How it impacts the African American community. I think I offer a service that you probably won't get anywhere else. And when I say that, I mean a professional service.
Right.
My professionalism and my customer service are things that I check myself on daily. You hear a lot of times that don't do business with Black businesses because they don't know how to provide customer service or they're not professional and things of that nature. And it sheds a negative light on Black businesses. But I am proud to say that I have a grand light on my business because my customer service skills are superb. I don't believe that when you do business with people, you should feel stressed or you should feel annoyed doing business with anyone. I treat people the way that I want to be treated in business if I were doing business with someone.
Absolutely.
So my impact on the African American community is that, you know, that I am a Muxidian. You know, that's the one thing. I love Pahokee. I love the people in Pahokee. I always give back to Pahokee. It's just, I don't care. Wherever I go, and I've been plenty places, I always talk about Pahokee. Pahokee helps me keep my lights on. So if there's ever a need for me in Pahokee, I don't care where I am, what am I doing, I'm gonna stop and drop and I'm rolling to Pahokee and to be whatever force that I can be there. It impacts the African American community because I give them something that they may not be able to get anywhere else. I
Yep.
give them loyalty, I give them love, I give them faith, and I give them passion. So I feel like those things make me different and set me apart from anybody else that's doing business.
I agree a million bazillion percent. You are such an amazing representative of what Pahokee is and who Pahokee is. Like, having lived there for years, you have to understand the muck to
You
really
have
be
to.
able, like, you have to experience it. And people who, they're like, how could you move from one small town to another small town? I said, one, being from a small town helped me to be able to fit in and blend really easy. I said, but once you live and you operate in the muck, like, it's nothing like it.
Nothing,
It's an
nothing
imprint on
like
who
it.
you are. So
Right.
I can say that you definitely show love to your community and your impact. Like, you're being really, really modest right now. You've done countless things from collecting funds or giving out different things for families and women in need, children in need. You do all kinds of sponsorships for proms and things of that nature. So I appreciate your modesty, but I'm going to toot your horn for a second because I know you're shy, so I'm going to have to do this.
Right.
Just knowing who La Surprise is and what Sweet Sirprise does, I've watched you give as much as you get from the community, if
Mhm.
not more. And
Right.
that has always been one of the things that I noticed about you, that you make it a very prominent position to say, I am going to give back as much or more as I have gotten from my community. And you've done an excellent job of that. And the way that people feel about your treats is how you can come down 2-3 weekends a month and be sold out every time.
Right.
We don't
Right.
get tired of La Surprise and Sweet Sirprise treats. Like, we do not, because when you get it, you're right. It is something that you don't get anywhere else. It is this
Mhm.
boutique experience that has been shared across the nation, and you get to
Right.
say, that's hometown right there.
Right.
And
And
it's
that's the joy of it. That is really the joy of it. I, like I say, I take pride in not only being from Pahokee, but being able to help my community in any way that I can. You mentioned that I'm shy. I'm very shy. A lot of people, they don't know that because I am a big personality and a big voice. But when it comes down to being in the forefront of things, that's not me. I
right.
don't like to be in front. My work is totally useful, more useful behind the scenes. I love to be behind the scenes doing my black girl magic.
That's
You
right.
know, I don't like, if I do something for you, you better not tell anybody that I did it. You know, you know, and I've gotten onto you a time or two about that too. You know, don't put my name up there. You know, and things like that. It's just, it's good to be born and raised in Pahokee.
Yeah.
Pahokee gives a foundation that if you can make it in Pahokee, you can go anywhere in the world and make it. And I'm like a chameleon. I can blend in with the best of the best and the worst of the worst. I am able to effectively communicate with all like walks of life. You know, I'm not too educated where I can't have a conversation with someone that's less fortunate than me. You know, I am very, you say I'm being modest, but that's just who I am. You
Yeah.
know, I don't like to brag on myself. You know, I think that once I make it to the gates of heaven, that will be enough for me. You
Absolutely.
know, so I don't do those things. You know, everybody else does it, and I'm proud, I'm grateful, and I'm thankful for that. But I'm just okay with just being simply surprised.
Simply surprised. What a way to wrap that up. I think that you're soulfully surprised, you're essentially surprised, you're successfully surprised. You are so many things, but what you are in my book is truly a dope Black woman. And I'm so glad to
Yes.
know you on a personal and a professional level. Myself and the Glitter Gang, we love you so much. You are truly you're one of our biggest supporters on all realms of that. So we are so grateful to just who you are. And I know that you make Miss Pearl proud. That makes me feel good because I know you make her proud.
Yeah,
Every
I
time
would
somebody
I
walks
would hope I know I would hope that at the end of the day that she could look back and say, I did a good job.
she
You
did.
know, I take, everything that my granny taught me and I implemented in my life today. My granny, she paved the way and made a way for me.
Yeah,
So I will always, 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 oh my God, I'm getting emotional talking about my granny. But I will always be indebted to her.
that's
She has sacrificed a lot for me. And if anything if I could give her the world, I would. I would dress up like an astronaut and go get all the planets and bring them back to her. That's just how much I love my granny. And they say you give people their flowers while they are alive. And every time I see my granny, I do that, because if it were not for her, I would not be here. Because if she had not had my mom, I would not be here. And I owe this all to really my granny. My granny is one of my driving forces behind the things that I do. Um, my son and my wife, they are my world. And my little Miss Miami, can't forget about her.
please don't, because
I
we have issues.
right. You know, I get up every day with the mindset that today is going to be different than the next day. I
Absolutely.
don't care how much negativity or what I'm going through comes. I always find the time to encourage someone. And a lot of times people forget that the encourager also needs encouraging. And when I'm encouraging, most of the time, I need encouraging. So
Yeah.
I encourage so that I can be encouraged. You
Yeah.
know, I just I just thank God for blessing me the way that he has,
Absolutely.
because it is truly indeed a blessing to be where I am from where I came from. And it's just good to be able to bless others. And I just thank God for that spirit. Although sometimes I'm like, Lord, change my heart. I don't want to be the way that I am, because you don't necessarily get back everything that you put
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But if we're always expecting something back when we put something out, then you're not truly doing it from your heart.
That's right.
And God always tells me that, and shows me that if you want me to change your heart, then you're not really, doing this from the heart. And everything I do it from my heart. I do it with love. I do it with passion, and I do it with God's purpose in mind. So, I don't know. I thank God for the roller coaster ride, because that's what it was to get to where I am. You
Absolutely.
know, every, everything is trial and error, and trust me, there has been a lot of trial and error, but I'm here and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. The the road is open and I'm just gonna drive.
Well, I love that so much, Surprise. Like, um, I'm glad to be able to affirm you because you are such a powerful force. There's been many occasions where I've called and needed a word, and you give that. Or
Mhm.
even with some of your posts or some of the things that you say, you'll hit me and be like, "Now, I'm talking to you. Like, this is for you, little sis. Just so you know." Um,
Yeah.
we all need that. I think we share that in common, that words of affirmation and acts of service are our
Hmm.
love languages.
Yep.
So we need to be affirmed because that fills our bucket, but we also affirm others because that fills our bucket too.
Mhm.
And it's such a powerful piece. So I'm glad you said that, because that brings me to my final request. And what
Mhm.
I want to end with is one word that affirms who you are, and then give us your social media, how we can get in contact with you.
Mhm. Uh, one word that affirms who I am. Oh my God. There are a lot of words that can affirm who I am, but one that, oh my
It's hard when people ask you, right?
God. Oh my God. I'm just gonna say driven.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say driven. That's one word that affirms who I am. Um, Regardless of what I'm doing, I'm always driving to be successful. I'm always driving for perfection, although I am so far from it, but that's what I drive to be, is
Absolutely.
be perfect. Um, you can reach me via Facebook. Sweet Sirprise LLC is my business page. You can reach me on Instagram. It's sweet_surprise. Surprise is actually spelled Sirprise. Sir, meaning because my son's name is Sir Jackson. So I wanted his name to be incorporated with my name. So that's where you get Sirprise from. I can be reached via phone, 813-787-6166, or you can email me at sweetsurprise@yahoo.com.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sweet Surprise. Thank you so much, La Surprise, for being with me today, for just taking this time out. And I appreciate you. And I affirm you, Black Queen.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to be on your platform, and I pray that it grows beyond your grasp.
Thank you.
And I hope that this vision that you have, I hope that it reach more than just your local views.
Absolutely.
You know,
Thank you
I
so
see
much.
big things in your future. Keep pushing and keep praying, and God will open all the doors that you need.
Amen to that. Thank you.